Beth Wodecki, former English teacher at Marina High School. Well, there are a lot of memories about the class of 2011, but I think the one I'm remembering the most has got to be Dexter Kaufman's green fuzzy hat, because I actually knew about the green fuzzy hat before I met Dexter. And I always thought, wow, that's a pretty cool kid who has the nerve to wear that hat around downtown and on campus. And then I realized that that was kind of the way the class of 2011 was. Very individualistic, they were their own people, and there were so many different characters in that class that when I think of that class, I think of the hat, and then I think of all the different unique people that were in that class, or are in that class. Well, I happen to have several students for 2011 in their sophomore year. And so the sophomore year is always the dreaded year. Nobody wants to teach it because all the literature is really depressing. And we call it death lit, because every book you read, somebody dies, or their dog dies, or their mom dies, or whatever. And I distinctly remember reading The Color of Water with my sophomores, and how I was so impressed that kids were so sensitive and mature about some of the topics, and that tears were shed actually when reading the novel. Well, I already mentioned Dexter and the hat, which I think epitomizes the whole class, but I do remember Talia and the hockey updates. The scoring and how she did, and she would go off to Wisconsin and come back and tell us about the hockey updates. All the films that we did that were great, and lots of characters. I remember Austin, Kim in the back, really thinking I was an idiot, and until we kind of won him over, I think. And just lots of characters. Salveson always had interesting perspectives on books, and I will just put it that way. I had lots of them because you're an amazing class. Every project was great. Everything that people brought in was unique and different and creative, and people always went above my expectation, which was awesome. Probably my favorite that I'm thinking about right now would be the College Career Fair, just because now some of you are actually embarking on those schools, and maybe you got accepted to schools that you actually researched when you were a sophomore, which would be pretty awesome if you researched a certain school or a certain career, and now you're actually stepping out and pursuing that. And I think that's really, really exciting. And having that time to see you guys dressed up and all your projects out, and that's just the greatest sophomore project, I think. Just because I happen to have a daughter who's friends with a lot of you, I did see this amazing little jingle about Arianti Santi running for class president. And anyway, my 12-year-old daughter saw it, and sure enough, for the rest of the month, I had the little jingle, Arianti Santi, in our house, and my daughter would go around singing it. Memories, Ashley Cook wanting to go to Japan so badly, and then finally going. That's a great memory because it's a dream that came true. I'm thinking too about just the girls and how funny they were around junior prom and getting all excited and finding dresses in later years. And let's see. I have to say I love all my students, and I remember you on all your funny, quirky, smart remarks and all the wonderful ideas you have. But I must admit there are a couple that I remember distinctly, and one was Enrique Cruz winning a poetry award, and not just winning an award, but winning one of the top awards at the County Poetry Festival. We went to the Monterey County Library, and he read his poem, and people clapped, and it was just a really great day. And I just remember that, and I have Enrique still writing poetry, and I know that he's graduating, so I'm really proud of that. I remember Anho on his first day of school speaking no English whatsoever, and he came to my class, and he tried so hard, and every time I come out to Marina, I see him, and he smiles and says hi, and I appreciate that. I remember a lot of quinceañeras from sophomore year, Samantha and Cassandra and maybe some others that I still have pictures of your quinceañeras. And let's see, let me think. Oh, Jesse Burgess playing the drums at the school play, and Darius Watson telling me his elaborate trips on the Monterey County bus lines, which is still fabulous because Darius, I still see you out there and you're all over town all the time. I don't know. Nathan and his friends dancing at halftime at the amazing homecoming football game. What was great about the football game is that I got to come back and be with my Mariners after being transferred out and just seeing all you guys grown up, and it felt like a real football team and it felt like a real game, and there was halftime and spirit, and everybody had their sweatshirts on, and I thought, wow, Marina High has come so far from the first day we opened to this amazing now senior class 2011. You guys have done a great job. You've built the school. I'm proud to say that I worked at Marina High for the brief time that I did, and you'll always have a special place in my heart. 2011, an amazing class. On a serious note, I would like to say that I still hold dear to my heart the Brandon moments. In English class, when we would be discussing literature, Brandon in the back of the class would raise his hand and have this amazing, a little bit different comment about a book, and I always enjoyed that. And we started to call them Brandon moments. And to be honest, I haven't met a kid with a Brandon moment quite yet, and I've been teaching a while, and I really appreciate just the artistic and creative insight you had into novels, and that you were brave enough to share them. So yay for Brandon moments.